Welcome. And the question today from Kuish is, what will never be the same again once the pandemic is over? Hi, this is Derek. I just put the Drama Llama, Fred, back in his llama pen, so that I can do this quick video for you with some of the stuff that Fred found on Reddit earlier today. Oh boy, let's get ready for some drama. Daryl Carolyn answered with, time spent with my kids. Pre-pandemic I would leave the house 5 days a week at 6:15 a.m. to commute to the office. Usually, before anyone else in my house is awake. And I'd get home most evenings just in time to put them to bed. I'll never go back to that. In the past 8 months, I've actually seen my boys grow up in front of my eyes. And I get lots of quality time with them every day, even with work from home. I know now what I was missing. Yup. Right there with you, man. Only positive to come from this whole mess. Made me take a step back and rethink my life. Cassie Cass 88 answered with, hopefully, your boss will finally admit that all his dumb meetings actually could have been emailing all along. Everyone at my work got zoomed out, so we have 1 day a week where no one can schedule a Zoom meeting. Everything has to be handled via email, or you have to provide a written justification. The Zoom fatigue is very real. Try Zooming all day every day being a therapist. Oof. I became a therapist to avoid sitting in front of a computer all day. And here I am. Amazon Seagoat answered with, small businesses. As a kitchen worker, I am very concerned about our industry. So many independent restaurants have closed down in our town, like 1/3 at least in the past months. It's depressing because we all have a deep passion for our careers. And we're just watching it all crumble. Putty's Put answered with, my dogs have expected me to basically be around all the time, and rub their bellies 24/7. Not a Soggy Bagel answered with, most of the mom and pop stores in my town are gone forever. Some of these stores I grew up with, the Nickel Arcade, the tiny French bakery my aunt took us to when we got good grades, the only ramen shop open after 10 p.m. My favorite donut shop, the fancy British tea shop I never had a good date in, but many London fogs that were utterly perfect. The only dim sum place, the handmade mochi and tea shop. The only cigar shop in town to get fancy cigars. I lament the death of all these tiny businesses I took for granted. I always thought they'd be around. Now my community is left with just brand-named box stores, no more originality and flavor. Just closed sky-rise buildings surrounded by a garishly lit Denny's, Olive Garden, and Target. I feel for you. My favorite tea house closed, among many other small businesses I adored. Diamond Sutra answered with, working in an office, particularly in Japan. I live in Japan. Going to the office and spending all day here is a deep cultural tradition. Asking your manager at a traditional Japanese company to work from home regularly is on par with asking them, hey, I just realized I'm Dragonkin, can you please work with the cafeteria to put alive cats on the menu? You would get the same reaction, even in cases of personal illness or family emergency. So many companies here, even in the early COVID days, flat out publicly said, no, we will never be doing that work from home thing, sorry. That's laughably naive. Then, the country issued a declaration of national urgency. Not an actual emergency, as that would entitle the government to be actually accountable to the livelihoods of the people. Just a very strong-arm public stance in shaming businesses into following suit. Literally, those same companies issuing the statements above were scrambling the next week to get their staff safely working from home, online, using remote meeting tools, etc. So, that was a big game changer. Still, everyone was thinking, once the urgency order is lifted, we'll all be going back to work as normal. Well, the urgency order lasted a few months. And those traditional Japanese businesses saw what happened to their bottom lines. When they no longer had to pay for electricity, heating, AC, cleaning, office equipment and maintenance. Subsidized travel expenses to slash from work, soft items like coffee and snacks, etc. And so many of them now are singing the praises of a sensible work from home policy. and planning for even long-term work from home options. Now the society is changing very rapidly to accommodate working from home. More people recently are less looking at buying their first house/apartment in crowded Tokyo outskirts/close suburbs, and looking more to buying 1 to 2 hours away in the boonies where land is actually affordable and living is better. It's watching a sociological essay/study unfold, live, in slow motion. It would be great for health outcomes if everyone did space out a bit. Everyone might end up better off. That being said, there is also an emotional benefit to having your workplace separate from your home. Kind of similar to the whole "don't put a TV in your bedroom or you'll start subconsciously thinking of it as a place to watch TV and have a harder time falling asleep." Very true. But if people live in larger houses, they can likely separate the bedroom from study/office, which they likely can't right now, all being in small living quarters. It's for sure harder, but students do it all the time. And workplaces will likely do training in some form to assist with that transition. Ottoman Satire answered with, "A massive amount of people now know they can work from home." Snorting Diet Coke answered with, "Obliviousness to how many things I touched between hand washings." Darian Orb answered with, "Office life. My company has already announced that once we are allowed to go back, we'd only be going once or twice a week. It seems many realized how feasible working from home is." Joe's Dad 65 answered with, "I will not take hugs for granted." On Gap Year Forever answered with, "My attitude towards my entertainment backlog. Previously, I used to look at my PlayStation library or my Netflix list and think, if I just had a few weeks off, I could make a serious dent. I've had more than a few weeks off, and my backlog seems if anything more endless. I'll probably be in the retirement home, with that little voice in the back of my head going, Peaky Blinders is meant to be good, should get on that." Skater Mom answered with, "My waistline." Halitco 5158 answered with, "My bank balance, in the words of the great Tiger King himself. I'm never gonna financially recover from this." Kronos 37 answered with, "Standing next to someone after they sneeze." Today, I watched some lady pull down her mask, sneeze with her mouth fully open, spit flying everywhere on the product. When the line leader called her out on it, she got angry and started ranting. Left after lunch. Cabo Chacabo Cha Sweet answered with, "I am afraid that a lot of karaokes and spas in our country will go out of business." Tybeck 1 answered with, "My definition of personal space." Parliament of Cats answered with, "I've always felt uncomfortable when customers get too close to me at work. Now I just feel validated when I keep trying to step away from them." Dentist here. I just get closer. Indiana Layla answered with, "Drinking fountains." Some people deep throat the faucet. Pig Valve answered with, "As a nursing assistant, I will be forever oh so hesitant to get near someone, particularly the elderly who like to cough directly at you, without my eye shield and mask. What the heck is up with old people coughing straight at you?" From the Trailer Park answered with, "All you can eat buffets." Medivh 0626 answered with, "Healthcare workers going to work without a mask on. Definitely took for granted seeing my co-workers' smiling faces during my long shifts." Paperback Ella answered with, "Food delivery just being dropped off on your doorstep. Remember when you had to go outside and make eye contact like some kind of person? No more, my friends. Just leave it outside and I'll get it when I'm ready. No more scrambling to find pants when you're half-baked and hungry." I'm a delivery driver myself, And I can tell you I appreciate it just as much on my end. I don't gotta deal with gross people or weird poop. Just drop that poop off and run. Frog and Bullfish answered with, shopping will continue to be mostly online. And malls will likely die out faster than they were already going to. Idio Disco answered with, anytime you're sick, you'll wear a mask. I'm amazed at all the times I flew before when I had a cold. And didn't wear a mask. Sneaky answered with, hopefully working from home will become more of a normal thing. And companies will have much smaller offices. I really hope so. Also F you to my ex-manager who refused me permission to work at home pre-lockdown. Because she needed to review my work. Well, with you no longer micromanaging me, I managed to get promoted above you. So I think we know why you really wanted to keep me under your thumb, don't we? P until next time answered with, the phrase, avoid it like the plague. Turns out people don't do that. I remember seeing a funny thread, either here on Reddit or on Twitter, that went something like, if the next zombie movie doesn't have 40% of the people running towards the zombies to get infected on purpose, then it's not believable. CMW808 answered with, people actually give a crap about hygiene. I thought I was crazy washing my hands for a minute after I used the restroom. Or use a paper towel to open doors while leaving it when so many other people didn't. Completely grossed me out. Who knew understanding how viruses work would be a life pro tip? Mox Moon answered with, coughing or sneezing in public places. Scared of coughing while Asian now. Just cough while you're not Asian. You'll be fine. Rocks and Socks answered with, I really hope people will keep wearing masks on public transport. At the least I'll keep wearing mine. I used to get so many colds. But now I'm not on packed trains. I haven't caught a single sniffle. Sacrificial Waffle answered with, seeing people's faces in public indoor places without masks. It feels like seeing someone's exposed butthole right now. Running for Beans answered with, my opinion of everyone I know. People I thought were reasonable and intelligent are complete morons who throw science out the window and live very selfishly. Well, there you have it. A perfectly great question answered by a bunch of fine and honorable citizens. Help support this channel by smashing the like and subscribe buttons. And hit that silly little bell as well to ensure you get the latest videos as they come out. Fred is always finding stuff for me to post regularly. So this is Derek signing off. Thanks for watching. Good grief, it sounds like Fred is out of his pen again. I think he found more drama for me to share with you. See you soon.